Many god-tier games have a religious cult somewhere in their world. Skyrim had the Mythic Dawn and the Dark Brotherhood. Fallout had the Children of Adam. Elden Ring had the Frenzied Flame and Mog's cult. And Crimson Desert has Antumbra. Outside of Cliff's main story, there is an organization hidden within the depths that has their hands deep into some of the tragedies happening in Pywell. And the truth is, most people who encountered Antumbra never looked twice. They took the gear upgrades and moved on. But behind the witch's questline and the faction benefits, there is something much darker going on. An organization with a purpose that goes far beyond anything they openly advertise. Who is Antumbra? What is their goal? And just how deep does their influence really reach into the world of Crimson Desert? By the end of this video, you will have your answers. Our journey begins when we are directed to talk to the witch Elwyn, and she tells us that the sanctuaries that anchor the witch's magic and uphold order are now being targeted by forces that seek to suppress their power, and that they seek to drown the sanctuaries in darkness and requests our aid to restore these sanctuaries. And this brings us to our first encounter with this insane cult. As we approach, we can see countless of these enemies all over the sanctum, and it is clear from their outfits they are up to no good. They are very obviously dabbling in the darkness, as we were told before, and it's our job to clean this place up. And as we encounter this cult for the first time in the sanctum itself, we unlock a very important bit of knowledge, telling us just who Antumbra really is. First, we can look at the knowledge on Antumbra Order itself, which tells us it is a dark religion that profanes light and life, and that its followers believe in a wicked faith that worships darkness through human sacrifice and sanctuaries scattered across Pywell. Their influence runs deep. They believe Pywell is rife with discrimination and imbalance, and that darkness can bring true equality and freedom, showing us just how delusional these people really are, as every cult does, and showing us exactly why this filth must be cleaned from the witch's sanctums once and for all. The next bit of knowledge this encounter gives us is from the sanctum's knowledge itself. If we look, there are 16 sanctums, and each one of them has a significantly different bit of information tied to them. Starting with the Sanctum of Expiation, it states, a place said to be imbued with spiritual power. It is known to have been created by someone in the past to restore the world and its providence, yet its power is so great that Antumbra revere it as sacred ground. Basically confirming what Elwyn has told us already, and showing us that Antumbra is in search for great power. These words are placed on every single sanctum, but what's different between each one is that they all have an Antumbra edict attached to it. First edict, let those who deny that liberation is attained through suffering expiate for the weakness of their faith, telling us that Antumbra worships suffering, and if you do not, then you do not have a strong faith. Second edict, believe that only by accepting death within the embrace of a deacon may irreverence be absolved, telling us that if you don't respect the order, you must repent by sacrificing your life to a deacon of this religion. Third edict, practice the virtue of temperance to reach the void through eternal silence. Yield not even to the strongest temptation, saying that to reach the void you must resist all temptation, control your desires, and remain silent. Of course, the temptation being that of anyone trying to convince you astray from the Antumbra way. The entire theme of all 16 edicts is the same. Embrace suffering, devote your life to the darkness, silence yourself to everything else. And if you do all of this, then the One will become one with you. Which raises the most important question we have encountered so far. Who exactly is the One? Well, if you have completed the main story of Crimson Desert, that word void and the idea of the One probably sounds very familiar to you, because the answer is hiding in plain sight. It is literally in the name. Antumbra. Umbra. The darkness that corrupted every villain we faced across Cliff's entire journey. The being that nearly consumed all of Pywell. Antumbra are not just a random dark cult. They are devoted followers of the very force we spent the entire main story trying to destroy. And that realization changes everything about how we look at them. They aren't just worshipping an idea, they are worshipping something that we have already seen to exist. And when you understand that Antumbra is not just worshipping a concept, but an actual existing force, it raises an even darker question. Just how far are they willing to go in pursuit of that power? And the answer to that question lies in the Deacons of Antumbra, the three figures who stand at the top of this organization beneath its leader: the sword, the staff, and the spear. Three individuals who have each found their own path to Umbra's power. And every single one of those paths is more disturbing than the last. The spear infused his very soul directly with the power of Umbra. The sword sacrificed himself entirely to obtain it, and the staff sacrificed countless followers, not himself, countless other people, to claim the same power for his own. Three different methods, three different levels of depravity, but all pointing toward the same terrifying truth, that the closer you get to Umbra, the more of your humanity you are willing to throw away to reach it. And then there is Artur, the Archon of Antumbra, the profane leader of this entire organization. Where the Deacons imitate Umbra's power, Artur does not imitate anything. He wields it directly, because if the rumors are true, Artur was not simply corrupted by Umbra, he was created from a fragment of it. And as we look further to what exactly they are worshipping, the rumors make complete sense. As Umbra's knowledge itself states that it's the purest form of power existing since the dawn of time, and that it overflowed with the power it was containing, raining down its power into Pywell in the form of artifacts. The desires of those who touched this power seeped back into the abyss, leading it to believe that this is the truth of the world. So I'm willing to bet those rumors are completely true, and Artur was created by one of those falling artifacts, and Umbra itself. But this is not all there is to Antumbra. We know who they are, we know who they worship, we can assume how they came to exist. But just how deep does their influence of Pywell go? This brings us to the other side of Pywell, on the edge of Delicia, where as we approach the edge of the cliff, we see a giant snake-looking monster. And it's being attacked. And the ones attacking it? They're the Antumbra war priests. But what could possibly bring them here? And just what is this serpent? As we go stand on the altar, a voice speaks to us, telling us his name is Assyrion, and that he was in charge of restoring balance to the world, turning folly into wisdom, and that man proclaimed him the god of knowledge, and now he was but a prisoner in his own skin, and that he sealed away the ancients, beings drunk on the abyss and lust for ruin. Does that not sound a little bit familiar? Just like our Antumbra Order, these ancients wish to bring ruin upon Pywell. He continues on saying he was chained to this place by the ancients fighting back, and while he's stuck here, the ancients, wielding artifacts, are clawing their way toward this world once again. While Umbra did not directly corrupt them, these words tell us that the artifacts, or what we now know to be Umbra's power, has given them the strength to break out of their seal. He then says a few words that are very interesting, saying, "Let wisdom flourish where chaos would reign." While he is speaking about the ancients, I think it's safe to apply these words to Antumbra as well. Tell us that wisdom is the enemy of chaos, and that Antumbra and its followers simply lack the wisdom they require to not be overcome by the chaos that they bring. Now, while nowhere does it say that these ancients are connected to Antumbra, I think it's very safe to say that they follow many of the same beliefs, and there's absolutely the possibility that they are part of the order itself. But we do know one thing for certain. Antumbra is clearly helping to achieve what the ancients are aiming for, and they are trying to remove wisdom from the world so that they can create chaos. And when you look at everything we have uncovered, the edicts, the deacons, the worship of Umbra, the connection to the ancients, Antumbra stops looking like a fringe cult and starts looking like the hidden architecture of everything that has gone wrong in Pywell. Now that we gained all this information, there's just one more thing to address. Just one more connection to make. This takes us to the final battle of the game. The battle to save the world, where we are fighting Myrddin, the avatar of Umbra. If you've seen my video on Cliff's story, you know exactly what I'm about to bring up. But for those that are unaware, The avatar of Umbra says some words that tie everything back together once again.
Are you Muirden, Caliburn, or someone else?
I exist everywhere. I am myself. I am everyone. I am everything.
Enough nonsense.
I encompass all. All flows back to me. The aching in every soul. The longing for immortality. The longing for beauty. The longing for endless power. The longing for perfect freedom. The longing for unconditional worship. I am the embodiment of every dark desire.
The embodiment of every dark desire. That is what he just said to us. But those are not the only important words he gives us. In the middle of the fight, he tells us their desires have opened my eyes. Their hunger has awakened my being. I am humanity's chorus, the answers they begged of the void. Telling us that Umbra is being influenced by humanity and their desires. And as we are about to go into one more phase, a cutscene plays with Umbra's final words.
Be one with me, and you will be free to harbor every heart and every soul, to exist with them eternally, and carry their yearning forever. Why do you say nothing? Are you no different?
I cannot become one with all. You and I cannot coexist. So all will not become one with you.
And with these final words telling us to become one with all, everything begins to make sense. What Antumbra is worshipping is the exact same as what Umbra just told us. They want equality, and Umbra is offering it in the form of becoming one with it. And not only that, this entire sequence tells us so much information that was directly in front of our face. Him telling us that he is the embodiment of every dark desire, combined with the knowledge card that we read earlier, where it told us that the desires of humanity seeped back into the abyss and essentially corrupted Umbra into believing that this was the correct way of things. Shows us that Antumbra was not just some random cult within the game. They played a massive role in the affairs of Pywell, even if they were not fully aware of it. Their desires contributed to the corruption of Umbra. Every word Umbra spoke is reflected in everything Antumbra has been doing across Pywell. The power that the Antumbra spear desired, the suicide that the sword committed, and the sacrifices that the staff gave to Umbra. All of this fits perfectly into the bigger picture that we already know to have existed. Antumbra did not just worship Umbra. They helped create the version of Umbra that almost destroyed everything. Every sacrifice, every edict, every follower they consumed in pursuit of that darkness. It all went somewhere, and now we know exactly where. If you liked this video, please consider a like and a subscribe, and let me know in the comments, knowing what we know now about how Antumbra's desires contributed to Umbra's corruption, do you think Antumbra bears responsibility for everything that happened in Pywell? Or were they just pawns of a force they never truly understood? Until next time, stay safe, Greymane.